Hello, welcome back to Chats with Nat. I realize that it has been a while since I've vlogged, and I can't promise you that it's going to get any better anytime soon because I am just so focused on my goals and getting these things done. That is my main priority, and I will not commit myself really to anything else until that is done. How are you doing on your goals? It's June, so we're about halfway through the year. Are you halfway to your goals? I am. I'm actually a little bit more than halfway to the goals that I'd set for myself for this year. So that is very exciting. If you're not where you want to be as far as reaching your goals for the year, it's not too late. You can jump back on the horse at any time. Jump back on today, create a new plan for where you want to be by the end of the year, and stick to it and keep yourself accountable to it. With all the work that I've been doing, I have been meeting a lot of new people and building a lot of new relationships, and I've taken on a few other people and mentoring them. And I have noticed something that keeps coming up over and over again. I really wanted to address it because I think that it's something that really impacts a lot of people's lives, and that is excuse making. Excuse making is going to be a touchy subject, so I am going to just request your permission right now to just be a straight shooter in this. A lot of times I really try to keep it light and fluffy, but for this one, I think that the only way to really get to the core of the issue is to just straight shoot it. So I'm not here to hurt anyone's feelings. I'm not here to be condescending or rude, but I think that if we're going to address this, we just need to be a straight shooter about it, okay? All right, so you are proceeding from this point forward at your own risk. The excuses sound best to the person that's making them up. That came from a wise man named Tyrese, who I really admire, his personal development and his leadership skills. And it's very, very true. The only person that an excuse sounds good to is the person that is saying it, because for the rest of us, well, to be quite honest, we're pretty annoyed that you didn't say what you didn't do what you say you were going to do. And now you've made up a lie to make yourself feel better about why you didn't do what you said you were going to do. An excuse is just your own way of excusing yourself from what you told yourself you were going to do. So if you told yourself, I'm going to go to the gym twice a week, and 2 weeks into the year, you stop going to the gym, you make an excuse, I'm sore, I'm tired, you got sick, and then you just never jump back on. You will excuse yourself from continuing to go to the gym if you're an excuse maker, by saying something like, I'm just not cut out for that, or it's just too hard for me. I'm too busy. Ugh, I hate that one. Everybody has the same 24 hours in a day, but some people get done a lot more than you do. That's because you're making excuses. So you excuse yourself from the behavior, but what happens is a year later, you still didn't go to the gym and you're still unhappy because you've excused your bad behavior instead of holding yourself accountable and changing your behavior to meet your goals or your desires and your interests. Now, what's so frustrating to me about excuse makers is that you create your own internal turmoil. And what I mean by that is you're creating an excuse to make yourself feel better temporarily for something that you said you were going to do that would really make you happy, but it requires more work, is really what it boils down to. And as a result, you did not do what's actually going to make you happy in the long term because you excused yourself and made yourself feel better by telling yourself a lie, or telling other people a lie, to temporarily, I guess, save face. Now, there are some things that are legitimate reasons, and I'm not just talking about the gym, I'm talking about real life. Maybe you said, this week you were going to take your spouse on a date, or, twice a month you were going to go on a date and you missed a few and you didn't get back on the horse, and you make an excuse. We're too busy. We don't have enough money. We don't this. We don't that. There are plenty of couples that are putting their marriage first every day and they're not using money. If you don't know anyone, I can give you a personal contact that I have. Shout out to Eric and Christine Franklin. They can show you how to make the most of your marriage. And there's some things that they do that don't require a penny. There's no excuse for not taking care of your relationship. Whether it's your work, you said you were going to make the calls, you didn't make the calls. You made an excuse about why you didn't make the calls. You weren't feeling good that day. Your boss was a jerk. You were in a bad mood, whatever it was. The problem is if you don't hold yourself accountable, nothing changes. So if you continue to make these excuses for yourself, you're going to continue to lead the same life that you are unhappy with, but you keep verbally excusing yourself, and it's making you miserable is really what it boils down to. Because see, there's facts about what happens, and then there's stories. The fact may be that you did get sick, and for 1 week you did have bronchitis, laryngitis, whatever it was that you had. But the story that you tell yourself is that's why you couldn't continue to go. That story is a lie. You've made it up to make yourself feel better about it. And what you're actually doing is you're sabotaging yourself. You're sabotaging your own success. You're creating a lie in your own mind and telling yourself that you're not good enough to have what it takes to do the work to get what you want. And I just can't think of anything more idiotic than that. It's not easy to hold yourself accountable, at least starting out. It's hard because you got to be honest with yourself. You have to say, there are some things that I'm not good at. There are some things I dropped the ball on. There are some things I got to work at as a person because I'm not where I need to be in my own personal development. Or maybe I haven't even started my personal development. But if you're not first and foremost accountable, nothing changes. You have the ability to change everything in your life. But what you have to do first is you have to hold yourself accountable for every action in your life. So if you said that you were going to quit smoking and you picked up a cigarette today, hold yourself accountable for that. I smoked a cigarette today. I knew I shouldn't have smoked a cigarette today. I didn't really smoke a cigarette today. I'm just saying. But I struggled with nicotine addiction for a long time. I understand it's very difficult. It's one of the hardest habits that you'll ever have to break. But you know what? If you did it, hold yourself accountable. I smoked a cigarette today. I knew I wasn't supposed to smoke a cigarette today. I did it anyway. I did it because my willpower was weak. It wasn't where it needed to be, or because I got anxious or I got upset and I couldn't manage my emotions in a healthy way. So I resorted to an unhealthy coping mechanism, which was smoking. I recognize that that's not the behavior I want in my future. And I'm going to do my best not to let it happen again. The next time I get angry, upset, anxious, whatever it is that triggered you, make a plan for what you're going to do to have the kind of outcome that you really want in the long term. Because no one wants to die of lung cancer. No one wants to die of emphysema. It's ugly. It's a horrible death. No one wants that. So stop doing what creates that problem in your life. For people who are not achieving, you're living life unhappy because you don't have the comfort in your life that you want to have, or you have too much stress because you haven't created a life that has allowed you to alleviate that stress, but you keep making excuses. And you go out on the weekends and you party and you spend a little bit of money that you have on a few drinks so that you forget about it one night a week about how unhappy you are, but then you still have to live 6 days unhappy. Instead, why don't you just hold yourself accountable and say, you know what, I have not created a life that I want for myself yet because I haven't done what it takes to get there. That's all it really boils down to. I come from nothing. You can't tell me that it's not out there for you because I didn't come from anything. No one handed me anything. No one did anything for me to get where I'm at in life, and no one's going to do anything for me to get where I'm going next. It's going to require me to do the work. So start doing the work. Stop making excuses about why you don't live the life that you're supposed to live. You have a million excuses, but you have not one solution about making your life better. Stop making excuses for yourself. At the end of the day, you know you're lying to yourself, and we know you're lying to yourself. So it's just this big game of everybody looking around knowing that you're lying. Hold yourself accountable for your life. It's your life. Empower yourself by taking control of your life. Make some decisions. Stop excusing your bad behavior. It's not doing you any favors, but making you feel mildly better for a few minutes until you realize you're still in the same position that you were in a week ago, a month ago, a year ago, for some of you, a decade ago. It's out there for you. It's out there for everybody. If you need any help or guidance, I'll be happy to help you. You can inbox me. You can email me, NataleNostra@gmail.com. I will put that in the comment section below so you have it. Thank you again for tuning in. I hope that you're creating a life that you love to live because you only get one. If you like this video, please hit thumbs up. If you enjoy Chats with Nat, please hit subscribe below, and I will talk to you guys soon. But know that I'm out here chasing my dreams, so I'm not totally sure when it's going to be, but I will be back for you.